we're working. We're doing mechanicals today because I'm so tired of body work that I could take a Hutchins longboard and I could stab myself right in the eye with it. You know what I'm saying to you? And it's fairly early in the day, and well, I'm going to be doing some later. Body work, that is, kinda. I got to do some sandblasting, and it's colder than a witch's titty in a brass bra. Hey, it's a nice titty though. I mean, some witches. But anyways, it's pretty damn cold out. Witch's titty in a brass bra. I heard that somewhere. I didn't make that up. I generally try to put some kind of content of some description in my videos. Content, hey? Damn. I try to do something in the videos if I'm showing how to do stuff, which is kind of besides the point, because I think 9 out of 8 people that watch any of my shit, they probably know more about what I'm doing than I do. So you just can't teach. You can't relearn an old dog how to lick his balls, because he's going to lick his balls however he wants to lick his balls, that poor old dog laying on the porch. And right now he wouldn't be licking his balls because, the witch's titty thing. So then I got to thinking to myself, I'm thinking, here, you can't really see me when I go over there, can you? Let's rearrange a little bit here. How's that? Is that any better? Probably not. Anyways, so I got to thinking to myself, I actually spend a fair bit of time just watching videos of doing stuff. Sometimes it's kind of satisfying to just see somebody else doing stuff. So, see, and this is stupid because I don't like watching videos of people chasing their tail, and I just found my tail over there. So yeah, I'm doing stuff. So I'm at a point in this car, in this project, that there is so goddamn much shit to do on this car that you don't have to make a list yet at this point, because everything has to be done. So you can spend 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there and just putter away at this and putter away at that and find one of these and put it on and put one of those on, and you're still making progress. See, because here, right out of the blue, I come across the wiring gutter for the firewall. Well, let's clean that up and put that on. Could we? Should we? We are. Because what the hell? Actually, I'm surprised I had it, because I never took it off. They took it off. It's not going to be a nice piece, though, hey? Like, I don't like that. How can I can't. But building this car, everything isn't going to be a new piece to this car. Like, we're not, me and the owner, we're not having dire financial discussions, but there's a lot of hints thrown down that he ain't made of money. Well, I ain't made of money neither. So there's going to be a lot of shit reused on this car that, for the level that the car is, there's going to be stuff reused on the car that I wouldn't reuse on it, but he's gonna. I'm going to make some noise for a second. You didn't see this coming, did you? So one thing that I would say for sure is do not underestimate the power of grounds, or the lack of power because of grounds. I'm doing the ground strap here that goes from the cylinder head to the firewall. I wouldn't recommend you doing this unless you're positive that you can run a die grinder without it getting away on you and cleaning a good portion of your paint off of your painted surfaces. Well, make sure you squint too. This would be a factory GM little ground strap we got here. See, and this is some of the shit that takes it takes so bloody long when you're putting a car together. If you're doing this as a hobby, well, okay. Like, I went out to the garage for 3 hours this afternoon, and I didn't really get much done, but I'm pretty damn happy with with the way I got my plug wires routed, or with the way I did this or the way I did that. But like with me doing this right now, I am kind of conscious of how much time that I'm spending doing this stuff, because let's get one of them whizzy little Spur washers. Because this is what you call billable hours on all this stuff, right? Like all the time that I'm spending doing this. Oh yeah, look at that. Hey, these guys, that's a pip, that guy. That'll do stuff. And if you do use these guys, don't put this on your bolt side and then screw it through a ground. Put it between the ground and the firewall and then put the bolt on the outside, stupid. Because you want this to be a good bite between this and that. So put her on that side, and then put your bolt through there, and then run her in there, just like that. Would you? You know what else is sweet and it's old? Is this guy. See this guy? Looks like it's just a, what do you call that, nut burger? Looks like your standard nut burger. Look at this guy in the end. Am I the only one excited about that? You know how long I've had this? I don't even know where I got it from. I have had this, and now I'm not even kidding. I have had this since I was in my 20s. I have coveted and cherished this thing. I have never even whacked it with a hammer as a whacker because I have never seen another one. I mean, you can start her by hand, and then instead of swapping out tools, just clip a ratchet at the end of it and run her home. If you got one of these, well, good for you. Quit bragging. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's probably some Pontiac guys out there. Maybe you're watching this because it's a Pontiac video. Now, I got to ask you something. I've looked it up and haven't really come up with much yet. What the hell is that? I'm assuming that goes down into the lifter valley, and it looks like it's a rubber grommet, but it's not. It's metal. I got to put a breather of some kind in there, do I not? I mean, like I said, well, you know, it might be really hard plastic. It's not rubber, though, that's for damn sure. I mean, I'm guessing that's do I got to plug that? I mean, because we got one of those. So do I plug this, or do I got to find some kind of a breather for it or something? I don't know. I'm saying. Oh yeah, I swapped the distributor around because they had the vacuum port pointed right at that. Can't have that. So another thing what I done is I went inside the car and I ran it off of a 12 volt fused 12 volt plug, and I ran I don't know what that is, 12 gauge wire. It's pretty big, heavy wire for disrupticator power. Because I traced back through the harness, and it's kind of weird that this just changes color, but I believe that this white Christmas wire with the stripes on it is going to be a lowered voltage resistor, because this yellow guy here, it goes just right square to, it's this guy going on the starter. So that's going to be my momentary power to run the coil, so the thing will start, and then I'm assuming that as soon as you with the key, it kills power from that, and then you run power off of that. So I'm not going to dissect this out of the harness, but it does go right into the firewall. I thought maybe that this would just be spliced in somewhere, you know, like in this external harness, so then I could cut that out. Just cut it out, would you? And get rid of the resistance in it and get my 12 volts. But it goes right into the firewall, so I'm not even going to use it. It's even got a nice loop here. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'm going to be nipping both of those off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join, I'll run this yellow and that red together, and then the two of them will run my pink power. That's what I'm going to do. I've never, in anything that I've done that's been my own in the past, I haven't really, I've just gone right straight to 12 volt steady power on the old fuse box down there. But this isn't my car, so in the future, what the hell's going on here now? I don't want to do anything here that's going to have to be dealt with in the future, because I don't want this dude phoning me every time, you know, like I don't want to talk to him every 2.5 weeks because he started his car up to show his buddies and something happened. Something was smoky or something. I don't like that kind of stuff. So one cool thing, and I mean this really I just about had to sit down and thank the good Jeebus lords of whoever, because in the box of shit that he sent me with this car, I found this relic. And you know what this relic is? This is the fuel line that comes from the fuel pump, and at the very least, it's going to snake up to, well, I'm guessing it's going to at least pop up here. It's got a bend in it, so I'm guessing it'll come over here. I hope this will work with our new configuration, because the alternator used to be right here. But I've started trying to fit this stuff together. The reason that I put this on is so I could eyeball and make sure that this pulley is going to in fact line up with that outer pulley on that, and that is where we're going to be by the time we're all cinched up here. So anyways, yeah, that's a hot potato, that thing. I don't know if you're necessarily, you know, if you're hitting what I'm smoking, if we're tapping the same bong as it were, if you're smelling what I'm stepping in. But if I'm doing something that I'm only like 97% sure on, I like to try to leave myself about as much avenue as possible to backtrack, you know, to undo what I needed to do. That's why the resistor wire, I don't want to kill it right out of this harness, and I'm going to tee into this power wire with the momentary power wire there. So I want to leave as much as this wire in the harness as I can. So actually this is just where I nip the end off of it, so that I got room if I want, because I'm going to solder this into this power wire, and then I'm just going to run the one wire over to the Miss Piggy wire there. So I want to leave enough room here so that if it doesn't work, well, I can backtrack and then just make like I never did it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been in a trade, you know, my whole life, and in a body shop, and a bad habit that is just the way it is most body shops out there, for a good portion of it, if you're hitting something and you're busy, well, the floor's a garbage can, you know, because you can always go back after the fact and clean it up. Right? So I do that here, pardon me, is what holy hell, is what I'm getting at. And then at the end of the day, generally most days, 9 days out of 10, I give the place a quick sweep up afterwards. So if you see me throwing shit on the floor, that's why. And it's my floor, so just never mind. I need something to catch solder just in case, so we're going to use, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a Ford or Dodge or what. It's an old car. I don't really like soldering. I'm not very good at it. Ooh. Ah, that's funny. Ooh, is that burning? This roll of tape ain't very old. You know why I bring that up? Can you see how shitty it looks? You know why it looks that shitty? Because the goddamn glue's sticking to the tape. Like the tape side is still sticky, but the outside's sticky now. Everything nowadays, you know, I just can't even. Everything nowadays just pisses me off. Everything's such a hunk of shit. You know, and it's even CSA approved, no PVC. Maybe it needs a PVC. Maybe that's what the problem is. There's one thing I'll throw in the garbage. It smells like burning paper in here now. Yeah, see, that's better. So I guess my only real concern here is I don't know if my fused powered red wire here, if that'll backtrack back down to the starter through the yellow wire, and I don't know if that'll I mean, I'm guessing it won't do nothing because the old resistor wire would have backtracked down there and it would have still sent 8 or 10 volts when it turns on, so I'm assuming it'll be okay. I don't know. So you want to run it nicely. And then this guy is going to disappear down to the starter, and we're going to want that to go under there. Probably about that much under. And then loop up and go over that way. This takes a lot of time to do this stuff, you know? It's like I was getting at before. Well, I already made my point about how long this takes and this having to be billable hours on this thing now, so I'm not going to say it again, so just never mind. And then this guy will come out. We go to Mr. Distributor. And then that. I don't really mind wiring. I guess it's because I think that really nice clean wiring, rooted or hid or whatever you're going to do, is probably, can make one of the biggest differences, you know, under the hood of your car. You know, like I said, I don't know what to really do with this stuff. It takes a while to do it, you know, especially this stuff. It just kind of argues with you every inch of the way, this shit. But it takes a while to do. But again, like I say, when you open the hood of a car, and I mean, everybody opens the hood of their car at a car show, right? Everybody says, well, let's have a look under the hood. So you kind of, I don't know, you want it to be respectable. You know what I'm saying to you? So there's that. I guess I don't know if I should bother. I don't think I'll bother looming that. I don't really know what to do here. I guess there's a couple little tie wraps. Hey? I don't want to wrap stuff up with tape. A lot of guys with this stuff, they'll wrap it with tape all over the place, but I don't really like that. I'd rather see a little thin line around it than a big wad of electrician's tape. Because, I mean, you might as well just wrap the whole damn thing then. Just wrap the whole damn thing. I used to have some little teeny tiny, itsy bitsy, teeny weeny yellow polka dot tie wraps. Well, they didn't have polka dots on them. They're pretty damn small. I don't have any more, so we'll just have to make do with what's going on here. Yeah, see, I like the little ones better, but I'm not a hardware store, you know what I'm saying? And I'm 20, 25 minutes out of town. So anytime I need something, really anytime I need something, it's a half an hour, I mean, it's a half an hour. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours between me getting in my truck and getting back out of my truck when I get back here again, so. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. All right. Get out of the way, you bastards. Old Doc Betty, he says. Can I still play this song on the radio? I don't know if you can hear it. It's Black Betty. I guess they can, because they are. I think it's dusty, hey? Where's all the dust come from? Oh, look at that. What's old Vice Grip call this stuff? Digicals. Hey, he hates digicals. I like that guy. You know, I don't know about all his videos being 3 hours long nowadays. I don't really want to spend that much time watching a video. Because I like the guy. I mean, I started watching him. Well, he was already making videos for a long time before I come across him. But I've seen just about everything he's done up until he started making everything a full-length feature production. I just don't want to split it up over 3 days. You know, this stuff can just really turn a guy to drinking or something. I like the way it looks, but holy jumping Jehoshaphat, what a pain right square up the ass it is to get this stuff around a wire. I don't like working with stuff that's way smarter than me. And that ain't hard. And even if it was, you wouldn't know because I'm wearing coveralls. Oh. The MLM. Who's that? Alfred Hitchcock? Hitching right on the cock? Good evening. Alfred Hitchcock, hey? He's a studly fella. Good name though, Hitchcock. That's what I'm talking about. Is it just me or is this almost not worth it? So we're a couple days later here. I've been doing stuff. I got stuff to do, you know. Oh gosh. Yeah, you just got to get in here and be a pain right square up my arse, don't you? Hey, patty cakes. So something I discovered, you know, again, if you don't take something apart, it's kind of a pain right square up the arse. Kind of like you. I found a fuel line, so that's actually pretty cool. I cleaned her up. It was rusty in the old bench grinder with a wire wheel on it. You know, it's kind of funny as you get older how you register and you think about the things that could go awry. It ain't lost on me that my bench grinder is kind of cheap, and the stone that's on one side and the wire wheel on the other side, I've had that wire wheel grab stuff and huck it around. I've even been hitting the gym beam by stuff that the wire wheel's nabbed. That stuff sticks in your memory and it makes you a little nervous when you're doing it. Me, anyways. So I'm going to fish the fuel line in through here and see where it lands, because it's the Pontiac one, but it's a Pontiac one for standard steering car, and we're power steering now. This is just kind of half-assed mocked up. I got a good email this morning that apparently the set of alternator brackets that I had to get off of eBay, they should be here Monday. Oh! So that's good, because it'd be nice to be able to forge ahead with this. All that kind of stuff is kind of what makes this kind of a long-term project, these kind of things, you know? Just for, like I say, for the fact that I never took the damn thing apart, and now I'm the one putting it together. See, and they've already, so this line, actually it would have had another fitting on the end of it, and it would have plugged right into a quadrajet. Oh, I think that'll probably... So how would that... Well, I don't know if that'll work or not. It touches the block and it touches the intake manifold. So that's going to be a fuel heater. So I'm guessing from the factory, it probably come out like that. I don't really know why it's got a hook in there. You're going to be a problem. No, cut it out now. Flow through, kitty. Get out of here. So no, this guy, yeah, see, that's a problem. Shit. Can't use it. So I guess what I will do... Am I sure about that? So that goes there and there, yeah? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Negative. So... So yeah, I'll use the, what I'll do here then, is there's going to be some rubber involved. So I'll cut this off about there and use that guy. And then we'll rubber hose it. Now the alternator is going to be here, and the heater hose is going to come up here. So we got to get to there. I want to put a fuel filter in up here as well, because there's no place in the system for a filter, because it's hard lined. There's a hunk of rubber that long back at the tank. And the factory would have just used the filter in the carbonator. Cut it out. I did finish up the wiring, pretty much the engine harness. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? No, you can't. The way that I've got it run. So I put the thingamabob on, the black shit. The fender comes down here and we'll just about touch that. So at that point, I'll find a way to tuck that in tight, and then you won't see that. That's underneath the fender. So I don't know what that's for. Don't really care. So yeah, that's rooted. That's rooted. Distributor power. I had to extend that. Well, I didn't just extend it. I brought it off the fuse box and brought it out here. So I hope that works. It's going to work. So yeah, there's really not much to the engine wiring. I hook up the starter wiring. So it is hooked up. Pulled the valve covers off and had a look. Strikes me as really odd that right now we are on number 1 and we're on compression stroke. And a single valve on this side is open. But I think we got some problems because we got some pretty loose. A couple of these, I mean, some of these are really tight and some are really loose. Can you hear that? Because that's going to make valve train noise, and this is going to be a hydraulic cam motor. So I'll go back through the valve train, but that's a while yet before we got to do that. Oh, for Christ's sakes. You're a problem, you know that? You are a big problem. So that's kind of where we're at with this kind of, stuff. I got to get a vacuum plug kit. Get out of there. Cut it out now. Skedaddle, would you? And then I got to figure out, I know that rad hoses and stuff are going to be different because of the alternator. So there's a lot, there's just a lot. And like I said, you get more if you're not doing it start to finish. And somebody else started this. They tore it apart. So as you're tearing stuff apart, if you're doing this, you can start making a list of the shit that you're going to have to procure to put it back together again. Because then I would just have a whole bunch of shit here and I could just march on. Drive shaft, I'm going to go underneath and put the drive shaft in, and there's another bracket that sturdies the shifter up. These things have a really stupid shifter. The shifter, so it has the mounts on the side of the transmission for your regulation for shifter to bolt up to it. But this guy uses a great big bracket that goes between the transmission mount and the transmission. And it's a big bracket that goes there. So it really gives a lot of flex in the shifter. So then they also have a U-bolt that goes around the tail shaft of the transmission to secure the shifter. So I got to put that U-bolt in, hook speedometer cable up. I got the drive shaft back. That wasn't free. So I can put the drive shaft in as well. I have an exhaust kit for this car, but I don't really want to start putting that in until I figure out what I got to do with the brake line back there. I wanted to go and buy a brake line and just bend it up myself. But it needs to be 32 inches. Well, what do you think you can buy? 30 or 40? What a bunch of arse pipes. So actually, I think what I will do is phone, there's a supplier that makes that kind of stuff up. I should stop doing this and I should phone them right now and get them to make me up a 32 or 33 inch 3/16 double flared brake line. That's what I'm going to do. So I bet you that'll only be $100, $185. Be twice as cheap at half the price or something. So yeah, anyways, a bunch of that shit on it. Holy Christ, I'm gonna fall down. So anyways, a bunch of that stuff is gonna be underneath with me laying on my back in the dark and with a fat kitty pissing me off. So I'm not gonna record that. So I think we'll just chop this one off here and pretty soon I'm waiting for maybe the wind to die down because I got a 66 C10 sitting there that I want to put the outer rockers on, but I got to blast the inner rockers first, and it's chilly. Remember the witch's titty in a brass bra? I do. Think about it quite often, actually. Well, the titty's still in the bra out there, so. So yeah, anyways, I guess we're going to leave this here and sign off, and you'll see me again.